Now, we've seen how climate change has impacted our weather pattern, with the U.S. alone dealing with extremes in wildfires, hurricanes, and heat this year. Now, a new intelligence report warns it's not just our weather pattern that the U.S. should be worried about. It's also our national security. The new report says climate change poses a mounting threat to U.S. security and that it would fuel global tensions, especially in developing countries. To help us understand this new warning, let's bring in NBC News global security reporter Dan Luce. Dan, good morning. So tell us, how are intelligence agencies making this connection between climate change and national security? Because it's not something we've heard much about yet.
That's right. They're saying that this is not just a storm or a flood. This has cascading effects. So, for example, in many parts of the world, there is a shortage of water already because of climate change, and they see that accelerating. So you would see countries vying and fighting over dwindling water resources. And then you would also see fights over fertile land, because climate is going to render some land, not farmable. And so you have also countries that are already poor, already under different kind of pressures, and radical changes in the climate are going to put more pressure on those developing countries. And they're saying that then you'll see even more serious mass migration across borders, and that in turn creates instability. So the consequences are really serious for global security and America's national security.
Yeah, and now, Dan, I know the report names specific countries and regions more at risk of an increase in conflict due to this. Tell us where those places are and why are they more vulnerable?
Right. So this was an estimate from all the U.S. intelligence agencies, and it was the first of its kind to address climate. And they named 11 countries in Asia, East Asia, Central America, and Iraq in the Middle East. They named Afghanistan, Pakistan, North Korea, which obviously is a dangerous country already and a worrisome country, Haiti and the Caribbean just off Florida's coast. And so what you would see in those countries is a huge amount of pressure for migration, that those countries in some ways would become uninhabitable. And so you would see people trying to leave and flee the situation.
Dan, this is obviously alarming, but I think any type of reporting that gets people to really understand how big of an issue this is, not just because you shouldn't use a plastic water bottle or straw anymore, but really these other types of implications that we may all see in our front yard soon, is a really important thing that we will certainly give airtime to. Dan, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.